So that is the Noach part of it, or the Noach Ken. And if you put this Ken Noach, you get Enoch. So this keys you into the Enochian masters and so on. So anyway, the Templars put Christ over here as the Resh, chief headstone, and over here as Aleph, the divine state, in the left and right forebrain. So Noah Cain here is that state, and that's represented in our formula, in our processes, by those of the black mantle. They are the beings that hang out just outside of the silence and give you the form, foundational form in terms of a human dynamic. And they've shown up as, they wear the black capes, hoods. They're also called the guardians of the labyrinth being any system. They're often found underground, in caves and inner earth. So here, they're controlling this as a foundational access entry field. Now when we walk through and into this, these blocks for each individual part just a little bit. So there's 16 streams coming into the individual from the center with codes from the cosmic Christ state. And now that in turn is upgrading your attunement as you come into it. Now what we do is hop over to the other side and go on out. And on our way out, we're being programmed from the center to become new. So we just go on out and we're a new person.
It also accesses the spine at times. It's really important that it's coding
the spine, right. Okay, so what we're going to do is put a template in this area of the I am that I am and polarize it. So the creation field will be here. So we're not directly exposed to the homogeneous great power, but we're letting it code our central creation field that then is used in the workshop. So it's going to get specific codes coming in the group. Run the structure, the format for the I am using this, and then go on out for specific coding from there. So that's the overall strategy. Any questions so far? Straightforward. All right, I'll show you the formula for the dione couplet AA. The reason I'm going into this tedious detail is so you're getting the patterns, the codes, the core stimulus triggers that you then install tonight. Not to minimize what we do this afternoon, but that's beginning the main installation procedure. Okay, the formula written in the original Hebrew before the block letters. Block letters are just the things that Jews were dragged off to Babylon to be taught by the Magi, the Zarathustrian system. they had to start writing, so they used clay and stylus. So it ended up block letters. So I was guided when I got back on this path to use the original glyphs, the pictures. Just as an example, this appears to be a fish. That's the letter Dalet number 4. So this is the soul that swims in the waters of time. As an individual. And that means mark, signature, and so forth. So the way it works, if this is combined with the sun, you get this, which is the letter 9, or Taith, in the Hebrew alphabet. So anyway, I'm just demonstrating that there's a code, very specific, that's put into the whole Judeo-Christian scripture and the foundation of it, and of the Rochelle system. So anyway, back to this. This is the lower soul, the body soul, and the higher oversoul is number 5, the letter He, like that. The next level is a serpent, letter Nun, which means it translates as eternally regenerating life in cycles, and specifically the sprout or new plant. And that gets you into something called the hooked X, which is a rune that nobody seems to understand. But when you spin this thing, it creates a cup. And I'll show you that in a little while. This cup is of importance to us in our crop formation. This gives us a system when we spin it for, well, I don't want to get into the lecture now. Anyway, back to AA. This is the letter A, the oversoul. So the formula AA, reading from right to left, AA, Asher, that's a head, chief headstone resh. And then the AA over here is the same as this one. So this forms a pole. This is the creation field. That translates as trees, a forest of 10 trees, number 10, which we have here today, and the camera lady. And I'm not going to go through all of this, except the Asher is also Resha when it's gone the other direction, which is our chief headstone. So we're going to form this as a group in this format with the intention of creating a field or facilitating a field for the time walkers to use, using the name of God and using that particular arc, which is the core of the Telesakara. All that is clear, right? You look skeptical.
When we asked Beth about this, he said that there were 5 different sections of something that were guarding each one of the, each one of these sections was overseen by, or whatever.
Yeah, overseen by Sekhmet and also the Seraphim as the 2 poles. There's more to it than that, but Sekhmet isn't just a funny-looking goddess from Egypt. You don't call her funny.
Be careful.
Yeah. She's the essence of the goddess, universal. And her best outpicturing is through Sekhmet, who is one of the Syrian lion lords that has that particular connection. But for us, she showed up as a golden field of light with 8 golden beings, light beings, in the field. The light beings assimilated into the main field, which Edie and I, who were running that process, were contained. All right, then we found out afterwards, trying to find out what was going on, in Maya's information, that Sekhmet has 8, they're called the fashions of totality. They fashion what's total in 8 poles. So that Sekhmet, as the ultimate goddess, using a gold field, creates a star tetrahedron, 8 poles, not counting the center. And that star tetrahedron, when you rotate it, also becomes a cube. So it has 2 functions. That then led on to, in various steps, to generate. We had to generate 8 poles in the 9th one, and we're still in that project. So anyway, that's this then connects into the angelics through the seraphim. Okay, anyway. I think that's enough for that.